Welcome, miladies of inestimable value. The most powerful people in the world are the ones you never see coming. In a world obsessed with flashy dominance and loud personalities, there's a quiet revolution brewing, led by the mysterious Sigmas. They don't announce their moves, they don't seek applause, and they certainly don't play by the usual rules. And yet they're the ones who can walk into a room, say nothing, and still leave everyone questioning their life choices. Here's a fact to chew on. Studies show that people who operate outside traditional social hierarchies are often the ones who make the most significant impact. Sigmas aren't here for the spotlight. They're here for results. While others are busy trying to be seen, Sigmas are busy shaping the unseen. So what gives these shadow dwellers their edge? Is it sorcery, alien DNA, or just a knack for being 10 steps ahead while the rest of us are stuck Googling how to be cool? Buckle up, because we're about to uncover the 10 unspoken superpowers that make Sigmas not just rare, but unstoppable. Number 1. The ability to make people see themselves. A Sigma's energy isn't something you can bottle up, label, or even fully understand. It's not loud or attention-seeking, but it's impossible to ignore. It's the kind of presence that shifts the atmosphere without a single word being spoken. When they walk into a space, people feel a subtle yet undeniable pull, like gravity working on an emotional level. It's not about looks, wealth, or status. It's about the way they carry themselves, so effortlessly comfortable in their own skin. What makes their energy so unique is the mix of mystery and confidence. They don't lay all their cards on the table, but they also don't feel the need to bluff. This balance keeps people guessing, intrigued, and often unintentionally seeking their approval. It's not manipulation, it's just how Sigmas exist, operating on a frequency most people aren't tuned into. They're unpredictable but never chaotic, calm yet far from boring, and their ability to stay true to themselves regardless of the crowd is magnetic in its rarity. What's even more fascinating is how people respond to this energy. Some are drawn to it like moths to a flame, desperate to figure out what makes them tick. Others feel unsettled, as if being around a Sigma forces them to question their own authenticity. Either way, no one forgets a Sigma once they've crossed paths. Their energy isn't something you can mimic or fake. It's the result of self-awareness, independence, and a refusal to conform. While the world clamors for attention, Sigmas thrive in their quiet power, leaving an impression so deep that even their absence feels louder than most people's presence. That's their superpower, being unforgettable without even trying. Number 2. Their authenticity is a double-edged sword. A Sigma's authenticity is like a double-edged sword, sharp, striking, and unapologetically real. They don't bend themselves to fit into neat little boxes or conform to what society expects. What you see is what you get, and for many that's both refreshing and unnerving. While most people wear different masks depending on who they're with, Sigmas refuse to play the game. Their transparency can feel like a slap in the face to anyone still hiding behind facades, and that raw honesty tends to separate the real from the fake faster than anything else. This level of authenticity draws people in like a magnet, especially those who are tired of the pretense. With a Sigma, there are no hidden agendas, no sugarcoating, and no exhausting need to read between the lines. Their presence feels liberating because they give others permission to drop their own masks. But here's the kicker. Not everyone can handle it. Some people thrive on illusions, and being around a Sigma forces them to confront truths they'd rather avoid. It's not just their words, but their actions that speak volumes. Sigmas live by their own values, and their unwavering consistency often exposes the double standards in others. That's where the sword cuts deep. People who are used to manipulating, charming, or deceiving their way through life find Sigmas impossible to manipulate. This unshakable authenticity can make them polarizing, loved intensely by some and avoided by others. But here's the beauty of it. Sigmas don't care. They aren't here to be liked by everyone. They're here to be true to themselves, no matter how uncomfortable it makes others. In a world full of copies, their authenticity isn't just a superpower, it's a revolution. Number 3. Their energy is impossible to replicate. There's something about a Sigma's energy that can't be bottled, imitated, or fully explained. It's not about loud charisma or calculated charm. It's a magnetic force born from being unapologetically themselves. A Sigma doesn't need to announce their presence. It's felt. Whether in a crowded room or a quiet corner, their vibe speaks louder than words, and it leaves people curious, intrigued, and sometimes a little unnerved. What makes their energy so unique is its quiet confidence. Sigmas don't feel the need to prove themselves to anyone. They've made peace with who they are, their strengths, flaws, and everything in between. This self-assuredness isn't arrogance. It's an unshakable calm that tells the world, I know my worth whether you see it or not. It's this authenticity that draws people in, even if they can't quite put their finger on why. At the same time, there's a layer of mystery that surrounds a Sigma. They're not an open book, and they don't crave validation by oversharing or putting their lives on display. This makes people curious, often obsessing over what lies beneath the surface. The combination of being approachable yet elusive is a rare balance that makes Sigmas unforgettable. Their energy is also deeply grounding. In a world full of noise and constant performance, being around a Sigma feels like a breath of fresh air. They don't compete for attention or drain the room with ego. Instead, they bring a sense of presence that others can't help but gravitate toward. It's not something you can learn or fake. It's the natural byproduct of being entirely at peace with yourself. That's the kind of energy that lingers long after they've left the room, leaving people both inspired and wondering how they do it. Number 4. An aura that dares you to lie. A Sigma's presence carries an unspoken weight, an aura that seems to challenge you to test your honesty. There's an energy about them that makes people subconsciously aware of their words, actions, and motives. It's as if the moment they step into a room, the rules of engagement shift. Suddenly you're aware that anything less than the truth won't get past them. It's not about being judgmental or confrontational. It's the sheer, unassailable sense that they see right through you. What sets this apart from mere intuition is their razor-sharp emotional intelligence. A Sigma's ability to pick up on micro-expressions, small shifts in body language, and the subtle cues people try so hard to hide is uncanny. A slight hesitation in speech, a fleeting change in tone, or the tiniest flicker of discomfort in the eyes, these are signals they read with ease. It's like they have a sixth sense that allows them to decode the unsaid, to hear the unspoken truths behind every word. The result is that people find it nearly impossible to deceive them. The typical tricks people use, avoiding eye contact, fidgeting, overcompensating with too many details, are transparent to a Sigma. Many people, upon realizing that their falsehoods are seen for what they are, won't even bother trying to weave them in the first place. There's something about a Sigma's gaze that's almost hypnotic, a quiet challenge that says, try it, but I'll know. This trait can be disarming, even intimidating, because it disrupts the comfort of half-truths and pretenses. It's a silent reminder that the Sigma is always in control of the narrative, fully aware of what's real and what's not. For those around them, it's a lesson that honesty is not just a choice, but an unspoken rule when in the presence of someone who dares you to lie. Number 5. Time as their greatest ally. Time is a Sigma's secret weapon, a quiet ally that works in their favor while the rest of the world sprints toward short-lived wins. They understand something most people overlook. Time doesn't just reveal the truth, it shapes it. Sigmas don't feel the pressure to rush into decisions, relationships, or situations simply to keep up with others. Instead, they observe, analyze, and allow things to unfold naturally. This patience isn't passive, it's strategic. In a world addicted to instant gratification, Sigmas are the rare individuals willing to delay rewards for the sake of something more meaningful. They recognize that the best outcomes aren't always the fastest ones. Whether it's building a career, deepening a connection, or overcoming a challenge, they trust that consistency and persistence will take them further than impulsiveness ever could. While others are sprinting in circles chasing fleeting victories, Sigmas are calmly walking their path, knowing that success isn't about speed, but direction. What sets them apart is how they handle pressure. Where most people crumble under the weight of urgency, Sigmas thrive. They don't let the ticking clock dictate their choices or push them into decisions they'll regret later. This self-discipline allows them to avoid traps that others fall into, rushed commitments, hasty investments, or shallow relationships. Time also becomes a filter for Sigmas, sifting out the genuine from the temporary. The people who stick around, the opportunities that endure, and the lessons that emerge over time are the only ones that matter. In the end, their patience isn't just a virtue, it's a competitive edge that ensures they're always one step ahead. While others are busy burning out, Sigmas quietly play the long game, emerging stronger, wiser, and often victorious when everything else has settled. Number 6, unwavering loyalty to their principles. For a Sigma, loyalty isn't just about standing by others, it's about standing firm in who they are and what they believe. Their principles are their compass, guiding every decision and interaction. While most people are willing to compromise their values for convenience, acceptance, or gain, Sigmas simply refuse. They don't cut corners, sugarcoat truths, or bend their beliefs to fit in. This steadfastness can be inspiring, but it also makes them a force to be reckoned with. Their unwavering commitment to their inner code can feel like a double-edged sword to those around them. On one hand, it's deeply admirable. You know where you stand with a Sigma because their words align with their actions. You won't catch them making empty promises or pretending to agree just to avoid conflict. On the other hand, it can be maddening for anyone trying to manipulate, persuade, or pressure them into compromising. Sigmas don't cave under peer pressure, and their no is as immovable as a mountain. This loyalty to their principles often comes at a cost. They may lose relationships with people who can't handle their refusal to conform or walk away from opportunities that demand they betray their values. But to a Sigma, those losses are worth it. They would rather stand alone in their truth than be surrounded by people or situations that require them to fake it. In a world that often rewards compromise and short-term thinking, their consistency is rare and powerful. It sets them apart, earning both respect and fear. While others may waver in the face of challenges, Sigmas remain unshaken, guided by an inner strength that few possess. Their loyalty isn't just to their principles, it's to their authentic selves, and that makes them truly unstoppable. Number 7, the gift of boundless curiosity. Sigmas see the world as an endless puzzle waiting to be solved. They aren't satisfied with taking things at face value or blindly accepting what they're told. Their curiosity is relentless, pushing them to dig deeper, question assumptions, and uncover truths that most people overlook. It's not just about gaining knowledge, it's about understanding the why and how behind everything. This boundless curiosity gives Sigmas an edge. While others might skim the surface of a topic, Sigmas dive headfirst into the depths, connecting dots that others didn't even know existed. They don't settle for easy answers or cliches. Whether it's a complex problem, a philosophical idea, or an everyday phenomenon, they won't stop until they've dissected it from every angle. This drive for discovery sharpens their minds and ensures they're always evolving, always learning. What makes their curiosity so exceptional is that it's untainted by ego. They're not asking questions to appear smart or impress others. They genuinely want to know. And when they don't understand something, they're not afraid to admit it. This openness makes their insights refreshingly authentic, free of pretense or hidden agendas. Sigmas also apply this curiosity to people, making them incredibly perceptive. They don't just listen to words, they read between the lines, picking up on subtleties and motivations that others miss. It's why they often understand people better than those individuals understand themselves. Their curiosity isn't a fleeting interest, it's a lifelong mindset. It keeps their perspectives fresh, their conversations thought-provoking, and their ideas uniquely insightful. For a Sigma, life is never dull because there's always something new to explore, question, and unravel. That constant hunger for knowledge is what makes their minds truly extraordinary. Number 8, weaponized observational skills. A Sigma's ability to observe and process their surroundings is almost otherworldly. They pick up on things most people would miss without even trying. Details so small and subtle they seem invisible. It's not just about seeing what's right in front of them. It's about interpreting the unspoken cues, reading between the lines, and piecing together a narrative from what's left unsaid. Whether it's the slight tightening of a jaw, the fleeting shift in someone's eyes, or the pause in a sentence, a Sigma absorbs it all. This talent for observation isn't a casual skill, it's weaponized. They analyze these seemingly inconsequential details with the precision of a detective piecing together a case, building a picture that's sharper and more complete than most people's. Because they pay attention, they're often the first to sense changes before anyone else catches on. In social situations, they might spot the tension simmering between two people before a word is spoken, or notice a pattern in someone's behavior that others dismiss as random. It's as if their minds are always in detective mode, always processing, always on the lookout for clues that others ignore. What makes this ability even more powerful is that Sigmas don't flaunt it. They don't need to drop hints or make it known that they know more than they're letting on. They'll sit back and watch as the pieces fall into place, often predicting outcomes before anyone else even senses a shift. This makes them eerily good at navigating complex social dynamics and recognizing true intentions, giving them an almost supernatural edge in relationships and decision-making. For most people, understanding someone's motives can feel like trying to decipher a foreign language. For a Sigma, it's second nature. It's not just about knowing, it's about knowing how to use that knowledge to their advantage, whether it's steering a conversation, diffusing a potential conflict, or choosing the right moment to act. Number 9. Effortless adaptability in chaos. When life starts spinning out of control, most people flail, scramble, and start panicking like the world is ending. But not the Sigma. They stand in the eye of the storm, observing with a kind of serene focus that makes others wonder if they're seeing the same chaos. It's not that they're immune to stress, it's that they approach it differently. Where others see a disaster, Sigmas see an intricate puzzle waiting to be solved, a challenge that's just another step in their mental gymnastics. Their adaptability doesn't come from luck, it's a way of life, a mindset they've honed over years of seeing setbacks as opportunities to strategize. They don't freak out and scramble for answers. They break down the situation piece by piece, analyzing the chaos with the same cool logic they'd use to solve a complex problem. This level-headedness is like muscle memory. It's ingrained and effortless. When the world is screaming, Sigmas are thinking, piecing together the path forward, and finding order in what everyone else sees as disorder. This calm demeanor can be unnerving to those around them. People expecting the usual response, panic, flustered efforts, and frantic decision-making, are often left confused when they encounter a Sigma's unwavering poise. It makes others question their own reactions, almost like they're watching someone cheat at the game of life, moving through chaos with the ease of someone who's done it 1,000 times before. The Sigma isn't just surviving, they're thriving, turning what would bring most people to their knees into a moment for mastery and innovation. The unexpected and the unpredictable. To them, it's just another day at the office. Number 10. Gift of a sixth sense. A Sigma's ability to see through people is almost eerie. It's not some mystical sixth sense, it's razor-sharp observation combined with an uncanny understanding of human nature. They notice the small things most people overlook. The way someone's tone shifts when they're lying, the micro-expressions that flash across a face before they mask their true feelings, or the subtle inconsistencies between words and actions. Sigmas don't just listen to what's being said, they tune into what's left unsaid, and that's where the real story lies. This talent isn't about judgment or cynicism, it's about clarity. Sigmas see people as they are, not as they pretend to be. It's not always a comfortable gift because it often exposes the gap between appearance and reality. When someone is putting on a facade, the Sigma isn't fooled. They can sense insecurity behind arrogance, manipulation behind charm, or desperation behind bravado. It's like having a built-in lie detector that runs on instinct and logic. What makes this ability so extraordinary is how they use it. Sigmas aren't the type to call people out publicly or wield their insight as a weapon. Instead, they file away what they've learned and adjust their interactions accordingly. If they sense authenticity, they'll engage fully. If they detect deceit, they'll keep their distance, often without the other person even realizing why. This superpower gives Sigmas an edge in any situation, whether it's navigating relationships, handling conflict, or making strategic decisions. People often find them intimidating because they can't be easily read or fooled, while the Sigma reads them like an open book. It's not about being distrustful. It's about seeing the world clearly and refusing to settle for illusions. In a society full of masks, this ability is nothing short of transformative. The Sigma is not just a type, they are a force, an enigma wrapped in confidence, resilience, and an unmatched ability to navigate the world on their own terms. The traits that define them, unwavering loyalty to their principles, boundless curiosity, effortless adaptability, and the uncanny knack for seeing through deception, are what set them apart from the rest. They move through life not as participants, but as silent observers who turn every challenge into a test, every obstacle into an opportunity, and every interaction into a calculated dance of authenticity and self-reliance. To be a Sigma is to embody a unique blend of power and humility, to be unyielding in one's beliefs yet fluid enough to adapt to the world's shifting tides. It's not an easy path, but it's a path filled with the kind of strength that doesn't scream for attention but commands it without uttering a word. Whether it's their uncanny ability to remain calm in chaos or their relentless commitment to personal integrity, Sigmas have the superpowers that most people don't even know they're missing. And in a world built on noise, pretensions, and conformity, the Sigma is the quiet revolution that leaves an indelible mark, not just on the world, but on everyone who crosses their path. So the next time you find yourself in the presence of a Sigma, take a moment to really see them. Beneath that calm exterior and sharp gaze lies an unmatched blend of wisdom, power, and an unspoken reminder that the true superpowers don't always make the loudest noise. They don't need to. They just are. If you've enjoyed diving into the world of the Sigma, discovering the traits that set them apart and make them so extraordinary, then you're not alone. The journey of understanding these enigmatic individuals is just beginning, and there's so much more to explore. If you want more insights, powerful stories, and thought-provoking perspectives that go beyond the surface, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join a community that's committed to deep, meaningful content that challenges conventional thinking and celebrates the exceptional. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Because in a world full of noise, we're here to offer the kind of content that stands out and speaks to the ones who dare to think differently. Stay tuned, stay curious, and as always, stay extraordinary. Thanks for watching, Jules. See you in the next video. Bye for now, and stay blessed.